Hey Chiefs fans! Big playoff update for the Chiefs. This news has shaken up the backroom and we're going to have to rely even more on our head coach Andy Reid to keep this team dominant. I personally still believe we'll win. If you do too, hit that like button hard. If possible, comment something like, "Go Chiefs!" On to victory! Now, to start, I want to talk about something interesting that could be a big change for the team next season. As the Chiefs prepare for a playoff run, head coach Andy Reid could lose a key member of his coaching staff. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy, who played a vital role in Kansas City's back-to-back Super Bowl victories, is now being targeted by teams like the New Orleans Saints and New York Jets for head coaching positions. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler confirmed this, reporting that the Jets have already requested an interview with Nagy for the head coaching vacancy. Nagy, who returned to the Chiefs in 2023 as offensive coordinator, previously served as the head coach of the Chicago Bears from 2018 to 2021. His return to Kansas City was impactful, contributing to the Chiefs' dynamic offense and recent success. Losing him would be a significant change, considering how well he works alongside Andy Reid and how seamlessly he fits into the Chiefs' winning formula. Reid himself has spoken highly of his team, emphasizing their readiness for bigger roles in the NFL. In a recent interview, he praised his offensive and defensive coordinators, saying they are all capable of leading teams as head coaches. It's clear that the leadership culture in Kansas City runs deep, but his potential departure raises big questions as the Chiefs seek a historic third consecutive Super Bowl victory. While the team's focus remains on the playoffs, the possibility of losing Nagy could impact the long-term structure of the franchise. His departure could mean Reid will need to adjust play calling or promote someone else on the staff. But for now, the Chiefs have their sights set on one goal: securing another championship ring. What do you think, Chiefs fans? Would losing Nagy be a major setback for Kansas City, or do you have confidence in Reid's ability to keep the team dominant no matter what? The Chiefs' 38-0 loss to the Denver Broncos in Week 18 wasn't exactly the outcome anyone expected, but let's be real, it wasn't a typical game for Kansas City. With the playoffs on their minds, several key starters were rested, including Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, giving Carson Wentz his first start of the season. Now, Andy Reid has weighed in on how Wentz handled the challenge. Reid put it bluntly, saying, "He did some good things, and there were some passes he probably would have liked to have back, but he handled himself well." That seems to sum it up perfectly. Wentz finished the game completing 10 of 17 passes for just 98 yards, with no touchdowns or interceptions. The offense managed just one of 9 third downs, making for a tough day overall. But context matters. Denver was pushing for a playoff spot with full intensity, while the Chiefs were clearly playing it safe, protecting their key players ahead of the pressure of the postseason. So while the score was brutal, this loss won't shake the momentum of the AFC's top favorite. The silver lining? The young players got valuable moments in the spotlight, even in a tough situation. It wasn't a fair fight, but their experience could be crucial if they're called upon in the playoffs. As for Wentz, he wasn't flashy, but he managed the game without any costly mistakes, something to build on if he's needed again. What do you think, Chiefs fans? Should we be concerned about Wentz's performance, or was this just a playoff tune-up? Let's break down the latest on DeAndre Hopkins and the final details of his midseason trade with the Titans. The Chiefs finished the regular season with a dominant 15-2 record, securing the top seed in the AFC. Now that the dust from the regular season has settled, we have some clarity on the trade that brought DeAndre Hopkins to Kansas City. With key injuries to Rashee Rice and Marquise Brown during the season, the Chiefs made a bold move by acquiring Hopkins from the Titans. And it paid off. Hopkins made an immediate impact, racking up 41 receptions, 437 yards, and 4 touchdowns in 10 games. But here's where it gets interesting. The trade deal included a conditional 2025 draft pick. If Hopkins played more than 60% of the Chiefs' offensive snaps, KC would owe Tennessee a 4th-round pick. However, since he saw less than 50% of the snaps, the Chiefs will now only send a 5th-rounder to the Titans. While Hopkins made his presence felt, his role changed as the season progressed. Rookie Xavier Worthy emerged as the team's best wideout, and Brown returned from injury late in the year, pushing Hopkins into a WR3 role. But don't let the numbers fool you. Hopkins still brought leadership, experience, and game-winning catches when it mattered most. Could the reduced snap count have been part of Kansas City's strategy all along? Maybe. But as the Chiefs pursue a historic third consecutive Super Bowl, Hopkins' focus won't be on stats, it'll be on winning rings. What do you think, Chiefs fans? Was this trade a steal for Kansas City, or should Hopkins have had a bigger role down the stretch? Now, let's look at some surprising finds that have hit the team as the playoffs approach. While Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have their sights set on the divisional round, the NFL has handed out fines to not only Travis Kelce, but two other Chiefs players following their Week 17 win over the Steelers. Wide receiver Xavier Worthy and safety Jaden Hicks have been penalized by the league, joining Kelce in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Kelce made headlines for his $14,069 fine for using the goalpost as a prop during a touchdown celebration. But Worthy faced a similar $14,069 fine, reportedly for a violent gesture made after scoring. Meanwhile, Hicks was fined $5,151 for taunting Steelers wide receiver George Pickens after a dropped pass. Now, while these fines may seem small, they're a reminder that discipline matters, especially as the playoffs begin. The Chiefs can't afford to pay expensive penalties when every play matters. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are certainly taking note of these incidents, knowing how close postseason games can be. With the Chiefs aiming to make history as the first team to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls, every little detail counts. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Were the fines justified, or is the NFL being too harsh with its penalties? Kareem Hunt's journey back to Kansas City is more than just a comeback, it's a chance for redemption. 5 years ago, Hunt couldn't even watch the Chiefs play in Super Bowl 54, too sad to be away from the team. Instead of celebrating with his former teammates, he was on a trip to the Bahamas, trying to escape the pain. Now, he's back, donning the jersey with a chance to help KC reach the same stage he avoided. Let's go Chiefs! A third-round pick in 2017, and things are buzzing behind the scenes. Chiefs, leading the league in rushing as a rookie and becoming a piece of news that has generated a lot of. His career took a devastating turn when a video surfaced showing him involved in an off-field incident, leading to his release from the team. Since then, he's worked to rebuild his career, but this return to Kansas City feels deeply personal to him, an opportunity to prove himself, not just as a player, but as a person. Now, Hunt has closure. He's not just back in the locker room, he's back with a purpose, fighting for another shot at Super Bowl glory alongside Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But will his redemption story inspire fans, or will his past always be a part of the conversation? What do you think, Chiefs fans? Is this the time for Hunt to rewrite his legacy? Leave your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive Chiefs updates.